The scriptures are about Moshiach. And to give an example of this, let's look at Bereshit chapter 1, verse 13. And the Erev and the Boker were Yom Shlishi, day 3, the third day. Then you have a translator's note here. Shemot 19:11, and also 15 to 16 in chapter 19. Yehoshua 1:11, Bamidbar 19, verses 11 to 16. Yonah chapter 1, verse 17. Hosea 6:2. Melachim Beis chapter 20, verses 5 and 8. Ezra 6:15. 1 Corinthians 15. Notice, on Yom HaShlishi, the third day, that's Genesis chapter 1, verse 13, is Yom HaBikurim, of the Briah HaOlam, the first fruits of the creation of the world. Just as Hosea 62 indicates Yom HaShlishi, and that it is the time marker of the Tehiyas HaMesim, the resurrection of the dead. So Yom HaBikurim fell on Nisan 16. That's 3793. And it became a time marker delineating the countdown from the resurrection of Moshiach to Shavuos and the Matan HaTevilah Baruch HaKodesh. And, that would be Hag HaBikurim, Leviticus 23:11, where we are accepted. Now, notice all of this is packed into this one little verse. But this is only the beginning. If you get over here to chapter 3 and you go to verse 15, it says, I will put a va, enmity. Midrash Rabbah 23:5. It says, Zerah Melech HaMoshiach. Look at that. You will see it. This is not my interpretation. I will put a va between thee and Ha'isha, the woman, and between thy zerah and her zerah. A seed of the woman? What is this? The seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman? He shall crush thy rosh, the head of Hasatan, and thou shalt strike his heel. These are the big messianic prophecies that we have already. And we've just gotten 3 chapters into the Torah. It's important to see this. This is the prophetic message of the Rebbe Melech HaMoshiach. Only a Moshiach who sees knows Shachat, Psalm 16:10, who was born in Beit Lechem, of the house of David, of an Alma Betula, young virgin. Only someone like this could fulfill these scriptures. Only someone who is actually the Bar Enosh, whom all peoples will palach, serve as deity and worship, even though they will not palach the idols of Nebuchadnezzar. He is Ha-Adon whom you seek, Malachi 3:1. He's David's Adon, Psalm 110. He is the El Gibor, Isaiah chapter 9. If you look at afii.org, you will see a slideshow, and some of these scriptures will flash in front of you. And you will also be able to download a free copy, afii.org/O, J, B.pdf. This I started on, I was 28 years old. I had just turned 28. And I was translating part of the Bible, 1971. Here we are, 2020, many years later, and we are finally able to put a copy of this paperback on every doorstep in Crown Heights, so that the Chabadniks will become the 144,000, the sealed Jews, sealed against any anti-Moshiach who would try to kill them, that will preach the Basuras HaGeolah to the ends of the earth and start Chabad houses that are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, with the true message of redemption. And if you will open this book to the book of Revelation and turn to chapter 7 and also chapter 14, you will see what I believe is God's great destiny for the Lubavitchers. They are key players once they begin to serve a living Moshiach. They will turn the world upside down. And here you see the book of Revelation and chapter 7. This is page 1125. On page 700, you have a prayer, very important prayer. And here it is, right here. This is on page 700. Here's the prayer. Go to afii.org/O, capital J, O, capital J, capital B, .pdf. I believe, therefore have I spoken. O Hashem, save my nefesh. I admit I have sinned. Do you admit you're a sinner? If you do, you need a living Goel who can raise you up with him, not only in what I've done, but in what I am. This is the doctrine of Het Kadmon. I abhor myself and my idols with godly sorrow for my sin, turning into Shiva to my Melech Yosher in heaven. Moshiach Adonenu, your banner over me, Holy Moshiach, is love. You carried my sin away on the tree as the Sa'ir La'azazel Yom Kippur scapegoat Kippurah to satisfy the Torah. You removed my filthy robes and seated me at your banqueting table. I trust you as Hashem's Pesach Korban for my redemption. I open the latch and invite you to come through the door of my heart as my Goel and Moshiach and Cohen and Kapora forever. This is the prayer, page 700. And notice, when you get all the way back here to this book, chapter 1, Moshiach's letter to the Ma'aminim HaMashiachim from among the Yehudim. But when we did this in Hebrew and Yiddish, we named that book Mashiachistim.